long waiting pantry for the community. And ACC was committed a long time ago to have a space for food distribution and to help the disadvantaged in the neighborhood and in the community as a whole. And we were trying to have a building to start with, to have this infrastructure in place. We cannot just rely on one day, every 2 weeks to distribute food. So we appealed to many people. One of them, my favorite for funds, Jim Vella and Pamela and all the staff at Fort Fund and DT Energy, as well as our favorite AT&T. We work with many people in the community, Forgotten Harvest and many other organizations, United Way of Detroit. And if I forget anybody, please forgive us. And the money came also from the federal government, from the Children's Services. That was a simple amount, but it helped us to open the door for this great project to help the community in the neighborhood and other areas. So we started this program about 3 years ago, and now it's a reality, and our dream came true. And we look forward to more support to help the people in our community. We have the next building, which is 162, where we hold our food distribution every other Tuesday of the week, of the month actually. And now, effective, Kim, tell me, when are we going to start moving everything to this building? Soon? Tuesday? Tuesday. We have a program for the infant, which is WIC program. We have a program for clothing. We are coming across also the turkey distribution, which is coming soon. And also the Christmas event where we distribute hot meals for more than 1,900 people in this building. So we look forward for your support, and we cannot stop right here. We still continue to finish our dream to complete the rebuilding and the revitalization of this corridor, the 7-mile area between Janar and Woodward. You see the buildings behind you as phase 1 of our Operation ACC campus. We started with 111, where we do public health services. We do sometimes employment, WIC program, behavioral health. And the second building of our campus, it was built about 10 years ago, which is the 62, where we have the youth center, the gym, and the behavioral health activities. And the third building, it was built about 5 or 6 years ago, 55, employment and training. We are working with the city of Detroit, the public health department, to provide services to the neighborhood. And this last building here is the pantry. We have also the 5th building, which is the program, the clubhouse for the behavioral health. Our dream is to continue this development and to move to the next phase, which is the housing project. We are in the process of buying or welcoming the donation of properties around this area to build homes for the newcomers. And I just spoke to our friend here from Wayne County. So we are looking for more donation of properties to complete our project in the 7-mile area. Once you develop this area, it's going to impact the entire location here, geographic location. We have Meyer north of us. We were instrumental to make sure that we send about 100 people from our clients to work at Meyer's. So we are in the process of revitalizing the neighborhood as a whole. And we look forward to more partners to make this dream a reality, to complete the project around this area. But one thing, we need DT Energy to make sure that they move the post from in front of our buildings. So that will complete our picture. I want to thank you all for coming. Thank the board members who are here with us, the staff, and I want our chairman, Abum Faq, to make sure welcome our special and favorite person, Jim Vella.
First of all, thank you for being here. This is a great occasion for us. The staff and Dr. Fakhuri has worked very hard into getting this facility, and we couldn't have done it without the help of many of you. And she mentioned several of them, but the one that I like to recognize at this time especially is Jim Vella. As you know, one time, several months ago, we sat down with Jim and talked to him about ACC and what we're trying to do in here. And he came through for us. And I'd like to introduce him at this time. Jim leads all the community services activities at Ford Motor Company, which is one of our favorite companies. Okay. You should go closer to the mic, he says. There you go. Thank you. Jim has been the head of the Ford Motor Company Fund, which is the right arm of Ford Motor Company in the outreach facilities. It was the facility was established in 1949 by Henry Ford II. Ford Fund builds on more than 100 years of Ford Motor Company corporate citizenship by focusing its effort on community life, education, and safe driving. Ford Funds work to improve people's lives through innovation, solving with nonprofit partners and signature programs such as Ford Driving Skills for Life and the Ford Driving Dreams. It also oversees the Ford Volunteers Corps, which enlists more than 33,000 Ford employees and retirees to give back to the community, over 40 communities that the Ford operates in. Mr. Bella became president of the Ford Fund on December 1st, 2006. Prior to his assignment, he served as a visiting university professor at the University of Michigan in Dearborn, a position assumed in December 2005. From 2000 through 2005, Villa served in a variety of executive leadership positions, including Chief of Staff, Vice President of Corporate Public Affairs, and Executive Director of Corporate Communication. He's a native Detroiter. He has degrees in communications from the University of Detroit Mercy. So would you please now bring Mr. Bella and join me in welcoming here to this facility.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'll try and speak close to the mic so you can hear me. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody who has partnered with ACC to get to today. This was a vision that the team here had, which we talked about a number of years ago. And so this is the favorite part for me, is when we, are actually able to see the hard work that we have all done together as a community. The cool thing about Detroit and being in Detroit is that, everybody here is neighbors. And I remember growing up in Detroit on the southwest side, and we didn't need to have food pantries back then because you just went to your uncle or aunt's house for dinner. The family was the food pantry. And the teachers and the caretakers and everything else. But obviously in today's world that's changed a little bit. So I also want to thank the other partners, DTE Energy, who we partner a lot with, in the team there, and also AT&T and Jim Murray and his team. There are a few companies in this community that you can kind of count on being at all these events, and we're very proud to be one of them. I don't think in all the work that we do that there's anything that personally touches me more than being able to feed people. I don't know about you, but when I don't have a meal in the morning or at night, I just don't function very well. And I can only imagine what it would be like if you were a child going to school and you hadn't eaten. I don't think you're going to learn very well. If you're a person who's looking for a job or trying to take care of your family without food. So it really is a basic thing. And the other thing is it brings people together. And I was very glad to hear that the federal government actually stepped in and provided some funding. So we'll give them credit when they do that. But obviously, a lot of what the needs are that we have, particularly in Detroit, a community like Detroit, we need to just work together from the corporate sector, from the government sector, and also from the private sector. And I'm just so proud to be here with all of you and the great work that you do, Haifa, in the community and around the state and really around our country to represent the needs of people whose needs need to be represented. It's just amazing. So I think we should give all of you here a hand for all of you. You know, I have the easy part. I just get to come in and Pam always teases me about being the pretty face of the fund. And it's a hard, you know, I'm mostly on the radio rather than on TV for that reason. But she and I were talking this morning when we got here about how proud we are to be your partner. So I asked her to come up, and she's going to share some other things that, another thought that she had about how we extend our partnership, along with Samantha Bork, who just joined our team also.
So I'll be brief. For those of you who haven't had a chance to meet Samantha, Samantha has joined us here at Ford Fund and is going to be interfacing with a number of our community partners, including ACC. So Jim and I were speaking this morning because hunger is such a big issue, and we know ACC, this facility is going to play such a critical role in this community in terms of alleviating a lot of that. And we know Dr. Fakori and the team at ACC, you're always trying to feed as many people as possible. You know, you don't want anyone to be hungry, especially this time of the year during the holidays. So we have a little special gift for you based on our conversation this morning. We're going to give you another $15,000 to feed for the holidays this year, so that you can get as much food as you can out to people who need it in the community. So thank you for what you do, and hopefully that will be helpful. Giving it back to Jim. He's done.
Thank you. The federal fund came to us 3 years ago through the Obama administration, and I will call on the Trump administration to open more doors for the needy and to help with the refugees who are still coming from the Middle East. One last note I would like to say about the eyesore buildings around us. They are dangerous buildings. I call on the authority in the city of Detroit. We've been trying so many times to get rid of the buildings, burned down buildings, and kids are running around the streets. We have youth program here. It is very high risk for our youth in the neighborhood. So if you know any contact in the city of Detroit or on the county level, try to push for the demolition of this building behind our pantry here. So it's very dangerous building. It should go. Thank you for attending. I think we have a Fred who is coming. Where is the Fred?
I want to thank everyone again for coming out. We started this project, like Dr. Hype said, in about 2015 through a community economic development grant that was given to us. And it was not a large amount. We made it work. This building previously was an office building broken down into two separate buildings. That with the help of the NATO group, we were able to meet all those construction challenges by kind of stripping everything down and starting from a blank slate. We were able to do things like hang the HVAC unit from the ceiling for better efficiency and also to kind of deter theft. We were able to move a roof hatch inside with the ladder, again, kind of to address some of the safety issues in this area, because you do have, you know, kids that run around, if they see a ladder, they're gonna climb it. And also, again, another theft deterrent is people who injure themselves trying to steal these things. So we were able to get a combo walk-in cooler freezer. That way we can have better food storage, because one of the main things that Forgotten Harvest and Gleaners both, and us, ACC, feeding someone once is great, but what you really want to provide is food security. And by having a client choice pantry, you kind of give them that feeling that there's always somewhere they can go when they're hungry. And being able to store food is a big challenge. So we kind of address that challenge with the coolers and the shelf space. And hopefully in about 2 weeks, we'll be operational, at least sticking to our second and fourth Tuesday, and hopefully expanding into 3 days a week in a few months. But yeah, so I just want to again thank DTE, who worked hand in hand with us on their continuous improvement group, who made sure all our processes were efficient. And on that banner, we also have, you know, again, Ford. You guys have been crucial to this, and we appreciate it. The NATO group for kind of making all this happen. United Way, Myers also provided us, and they also help us out with groceries every once in a while when Forgotten Harvest comes through. And does their rescues. So it took a whole team, and we really appreciate everyone's help. So, thank you.
Mr. Sabri from the Wayne County Treasurer, we are calling on you again to look into properties around this area. So I'm not going to leave you alone. So we look forward to work with you. The beautiful war artwork of the mural, we are going to see it outside. It was done by the School of Creative Art. And the young artists are here with us. I want to thank you for your hard work and to welcome your parents who came all the way from the Upper Peninsula to be with us here today. Your work is really appreciated, and it's going to last forever around this area. So thank you again. What's next in the program?